because what we're doing with these recordings, and we've done this with all the other secretary trainings that you may not have been at, we're loading them on the district's YouTube channel. And the district has a YouTube channel, and Joe Petrozinski and I are setting it up so that they're there for future training, that we don't have to go back and do some of this. And if you're not able to make a training, then you can go for that. So we've got Rodney from Waterloo, right? Bob, where are you from? Are you from Mount Vernon?
No, O'Fallon.
Yeah.
O'Fallon.
O'Fallon, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Allison Agar sign up for this?
I thought she did.
Yeah, I talked to her this afternoon, and she said that she was going to be on the Zoom call. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised she didn't come, show up.
So what? We got Jeff Taylor from. Are you from Belle Claire? Yep. And we got Sue Davis from Salem. And Ron, where are you from? Ron Kirsch.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. You're the Mount Vernon guy. I knew there was. And then who's Low Rip?
Lori is my name, and I'm from Columbia.
Columbia. Okay. What's your last name, Lori?
Patterson.
Patterson. Okay. Okay. Well, we got fairly good representation. We got Robin Dean as the district governor nominee, I guess, at this point, right? From Mount Carmel. And I'm Dave Matthews, and I'm from I'm the district administrator, and I'm from the Carterville Club, but I live in Heron. So this is a timely time to have a discussion. Tonight we're going to talk about billing from our district, but mainly we're going to talk about billing from RI. And it's timely because I've already had questions from people today about what we do and what we don't do, and in terms of that. How many of you have been in this job for quite some time? Rodney, you have, haven't you? Anyone else been in this?
I've been here for, this is my second year.
The second year for Sue.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob or Ron?
My first year.
First year? Okay. Ron, Lori? What, how long
A
you
second
guys
year
been?
for me.
Second year? Okay.
This is Ron. It's my first year. I did it about 25 years ago, but haven't done it since.
It's completely different now, Ron. And Jeff, how long have you been doing yours?
I'm just starting. So
Just
like
starting.
Mel's still, matter of fact, I'm gonna see Mel White tomorrow, and
Okay.
he's gonna buy I think signature cards, and we're gonna talk over, but he's gonna, I think, kind of help in the transition.
Okay. Well, I wanted to go over the process. So this makes a lot more sense now, because all of you are fairly new at this game, except for Rodney, right? How many years you been doing it?
I've just been doing it for 2 years.
Oh,
but,
well, you've just been around for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've had other positions in the club, and I've been in touch with
Okay.
the treasurer before. So, yeah.
So I've got several things on what to do here, but I wanted to just go over a couple of basics with you. Are you all able to get on My Rotary? Does everyone have a My Rotary account and can log into
Yes.
My Rotary?
Yes.
Because that's basically where you're going to view your Rotary invoice, and you're going to be able to pay it. And I'll show you in just a minute how you pay that. But that's an important part of where we're at. Let's see if I got, let's see. Yeah. I will go on. That's not what I want. There. I'm going to try to share some screens with you. So let me, well, shoot, let me go back to where I was, and then I can share the screen. I want to share this screen here to start with, which is, this is a Rotary, at My Rotary, and I'm going to change this a little bit so you can see where it is that you log in. My Rotary right there. So when you go into Rotary, Rotary.org, you're not going to get to this. This up here, as you can see, Can you all see my screen now? It's got Jennifer Jones on it. and
Yes.
everything? Yeah. Okay. my.rotary.org is where you're going to end up once you sign into Rotary as a member of Rotary. So see up here, it's got my name up here. I'm signed in to this account. And when I sign into this account allows me to do everything I need to do as my job for club secretary in my club, or in my case, I can check out everything from everyone for all across the district. So this actually starts here. Well, let me get that out of the way. This has all kinds of things up here. It has things on clubs. So for mine, it says my club is the Carterville area. It has discussion groups. It has ways to give money, learning tools. Has things on the Rotary Foundation news. But what we're going to focus on tonight is how to manage our clubs and how to make sure that we get our bills paid properly. So I'm going to start there. So when I hit this manage, see, nothing is there. When you hover over manage, you come up. Well, got to do it quickly. Club and district administration, either club administration, district administration, reports. You can get back to Rotary Club Central from here. But what I'm going to show you right now, this is a little different. You guys are going to click club administration. Well, let me do that. Let me just go there. I wasn't going to go there. I was going to show you a little bit differently. So club administration takes you to a screen like this, where it has all of the stuff on that you need to do as a club secretary. What we're going to pay attention to tonight is the club invoices, but this is also the place where you update your club data, you update your member data, you add and remove club officers, et cetera, et cetera. You do all of that stuff on this page, manage club administration. Are you all familiar with that, or is that?
Vaguely.
Sue, are you able to get to this?
Yes, I am able to get to it,
Okay.
but I haven't used it very well, I don't think.
Okay, well, that's what we're trying to teach you how to use it, so it's easier for you.
Yeah, you're going to solve my problems.
Huh?
You're
That
going
would
to solve my problems.
Well, I hope we solve some problems. Unfortunately, problems occur, and that's when we have to do a little bit. But this is how you, for instance, right here, this is how you edit the invoice preferences here. So this is my club. This is the Carterville Area Club. I'm going to click that, and hopefully it'll go there. Okay, come on now. It's going, the little circle is running. Sometimes this Rotary website is a little slow at getting from point A to point B, especially this time of year. There we go. And what you basically have is a page. This is the page that comes up. Check this box to remove your club from receiving the paper copy. And so if you check this box, everything that is delivered to your club is electronic, and it goes by your club officers and their email addresses. They will get it. So the president, secretary, treasurer. Is there some other? I think there's one other person. Oh, the president, secretary, executive secretary, treasurer, membership chair, or Rotary Foundation chair may get this depending on how you have it set up. But once you hit save, then I'm not going to mess with this because my club's already got this set up. I don't want to mess with their settings. But if this wasn't where we were at, let me go back to where I was. That's not going to, okay. Then I would have to go back into the update the club, the mailing address and contact information for the club is where I do that, about how we get our stuff, who we contact, and so on. That's in that section there. Okay, so there's the club details. It doesn't show an email address, but it has the mailing address, and then it has all of the club officers. So they're going to mail this invoice to these people the secretary, the treasurer, and the president, probably. I think those are the three, aren't they, that get it? Those of you who've done it before, does that sound right, Robin? Okay.
So you're gonna send us a paper invoice as well?
No. You only get the paper invoice if you don't want the electronic invoice.
Okay,
The only way you get the paper invoice is they will mail it to this address. But as you saw on the previous screen where I had the club administration, we had it checked that we don't want the paper invoice. It says edit the invoice preferences here.
Mhm.
And when I was on that, I had a little check mark box in my club that says, check this box to remove your club from receiving the invoice paper copy. That way we don't get any paper copy at all. We just get electronic copies of everything. And that's exactly the way we do the billing for the district too. The district, we don't mail an invoice to a club anymore. And so what I do at the district level is all of the club officers, the secretary, treasurer, executive secretary, and president all get copies of the bill from the district. So at this time of the year, you're going to you just got a copy from me of the district dues. By the end of the month, you will get one from RI. Does that make sense? It's only in here in this right here that you edit the invoice preferences.
So
yeah, I just sent, I got a paper invoice from district and I just mailed a check to respond to that paper invoice. So the next time.
Well, the paper was an email, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's how we send it out. And that's the way they're gonna send it out. I just want to show you, and so that's how you do it. But everyone nowadays wants you to try to pay by credit card. We're gonna go through that in a minute. And we just did that with the district this last billing cycle. I've never done that before. And I've already had at least a half a dozen clubs pay by credit card. Which
our club does not have a credit card.
well, then you don't do it that way, or you pay with your own, your own credit card and bill your club. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it, but a lot of clubs have a debit card that is associated with their bank account, and that's what the district has. We have a debit card associated with the bank account, and when I have to pay bills for the district, I just use the debit card. It's a lot simpler than writing a check. Now, so these procedures that I'm talking about tonight have been in effect since about 2015. I want to show you a different, let's see.
Hey, Dave, could I just ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. So when I go on here, it has account overview.
Yes.
I can see an invoice from last January, but if I click on view current invoice, it says
there's nothing available.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because they haven't billed yet.
Oh, okay.
Rotary International has not billed yet. Usually they used to bill like the first week in July, but these last 2 or 3 years, they seem like they are taking longer to bill.
Okay.
Because they're billing every club in the world. You know, you talk about, I mean, I'm only billing 48, 49 clubs. There's a big difference there.
All right. So what I got the other day is find a copy of your club's district dues, most recent billing period.
Yeah.
And then, okay. So, and you don't mind if it's paid by credit card. Doesn't the credit card company take a chunk out of that?
Does the credit card company take a chunk? It depends on the kind of credit card you have, right, Robin? You're the banker.
All credit cards charge fees to the person that's receiving the money.
Yeah.
So there is a fee.
Yeah.
All right. So it'd be like, I could see a debit card, you would get the full amount, right?
Right, I think a debit card, most banks only charge 10 cents to use it no matter the amount.
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
it's
Yeah.
not very much to use
Yeah.
the debit card.
yeah.
But I wanted to show you this. This is what Jeff was just alluding to. This is can you see the club invoice for January 2022? Is that on your screen?
Yeah, that's what I was able to see
Yeah.
a score invoice as well.
This is how they look. If you haven't seen one before, this is how they'll come in your email or by mail if you're still using it that way. And it bills you here it says the number of members, and this is for last year. The dues were $35 a person per 6 months. So it was $75 or $70 a year total. But this is what they billed for a 6-month cycle. They had 8 months of prorated dues. So we had somebody or some two bodies maybe who were short termers. I think they were 8 months of billing at $5.83 a month. They got billed. And then we had 46 subscriptions to the Rotary magazine. And those magazines are $1 a month. So every member, it's $6 per member per cycle for that. So it's $35 actually, plus the $6 for the Rotary magazine. And then there was 3 months of Rotary magazine that for those prorated members. And this is how it was paid. Now, when you go to pay it, there are actually 3 different ways to pay it. The first right here is by credit card. And they tell you how to go into what I was just showing you, My Rotary Managed Club Administration. You can pay or view the club invoice and do it directly online. You can do it through a bank or electronic transfer, right? I didn't mean to highlight everything. And it's got the SWIFT code and the account numbers and everything else if you just want to go to your bank and have them. Now that's going to cost you money right there, Robin. That's going to cost what, 25, 30 bucks? I can't remember. Is it 25?
Depends on the bank. I think ours is $16, but some banks charge $35. So you don't
Yeah.
really want to
I
wire it.
had to do this with grandkids' college funds last couple of years. And it was like, good Lord, I have to pay this every time I do it.
Yeah,
So that's the expensive way to go. And then you can always pay by a check draft and just make it out to Rotary International, put all of your club information on the check and mail it into Rotary, and you can do it that way. So there's actually 3 ways to do it. And they want this paid relatively soon, because if you go past 120 days, you risk your club being cut from Rotary. And this has actually happened before.
Have they sent they've sent that out already?
No, they have not sent this one out already.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I just want to make sure. I went through today and checked, and Jeff just confirmed what I saw is none of our district things have gone out yet. When you get them, you'll have 60 to 120 days to pay them. They want them within 60 days, 30 to 60 days. But when you start getting past 120, they start sending threatening letters to your club and to the district governor saying, let's say the Bell Claire Club has not paid their dues and they're going to be eliminated from Rotary International if they don't do it. And it has happened in this district. And when that happens, then you have to pay extra money to get back, just like a bounce check. And I'm not sure if it was $10 or $15 a member. It was not cheap for the club to get back. So please pay attention to those.
Do they also send an email to recipients?
Yes.
So that's
No, just to the club officers. Club officers.
Yeah, so as treasurer, I should get an email
Yeah.
with the RI invoice there. Okay.
As a treasurer, you should get all of these.
Yeah.
As a club secretary, you get other things. So Rodney, you want something else?
I would just like to interject, David, that was the only problem that I've had in the last several billing cycles, was that the district was not emailing me the invoice.
Yeah.
There was something messed up. And to clarify just a little bit, we have a secretary who is separate from the treasurer. Okay, so I don't know if our secretary made a mistake or if DB made a mistake, but I was not getting the invoices, so I didn't pay them
Yeah,
until I got a contact from the district governor. Why haven't you paid your bill? And I said, well, I'll pay it as soon as I get an invoice.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Rotary International invoices came through like clockwork.
Yeah,
And had
Yeah.
no trouble paying them on time. And it was a function of the secretary in our club having adequate information in DAC-DB so that those P-mails went out to the appropriate people.
exactly.
And
And as I
just
said
to-
over the, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, Dave, I got your email 3 times because our club secretary forwarded it to me and our club president forwarded it. to me.
And
I got
and-
oh,
and Rodney's story is exactly why I send it to all the club officers. I mean, I was sending all those things. I've been doing this for a number of years, so I've always sent it to all the club officers at Waterloo, but they weren't transmitting it to the right people. And that's why we do that. And that's why I always say in those invoices, you're going to get it, but your job is to make sure it gets to the right person, you know?
Yeah, and
Because-
Jeff, to your point, had the secretary forwarded it to me, it would have been no problem. So it was just a miscommunication from a couple of different directions that I kind of suffered the consequences for, but it all worked out in the end. We got the bill paid and it was fine. And for just the rest of the people in the group here, we don't have a credit card or debit card either. We're a little nervous about the vulnerability of a debit card. So we get free online banking, and I just issue an online check.
Yeah.
That costs nothing, and there's a trail. There's an audit trail.
Mhm. Yeah.
hey, Dave, just
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff?
Yeah, my question is, because I'm a little new to this, so I know Mel had, let me just do this, here we go. Mel had sent out the bills to our membership sometime in
Right.
June. So
Yep.
based on what happens, there are people that, may or may not renew, but we pay in July, let's say, for our membership in July, we're paying for those, we'll say 55 members. If
Yes,
some of those people don't renew, we've simply paid their dues for 6 months. Is that
that's
correct?
right. That's right. And that's one of the things I wanted to really stress to you guys tonight. For the last 6 or 7 years, we and Rotary International, we bill what's on your books on July 1. Okay, and we remind the club presidents all the time, you've got to make sure your membership is correct because you're going to get billed on that.
Well, maybe we should put out our dues in like April or
Yeah,
something.
well, you should know, make sure who's going to be there, because by June 30th or December 31st, you really need to have everything updated
Yeah.
in DAC-DB
Yeah.
and at RI so that you don't get billed for those. But I had someone today from one of the clubs saying, oh, you billed us for 21 members and we've only got 20. And I'm saying, well, when did this happen? She said, well, she sent a resignation letter on June 30th. Well, DAC-DB as of today is still showing 21 members. And I'm saying, this is the rules that we've been following for years. We've told the club presidents for years, you have to follow these rules. And you're just going to have to, be more cautious, because if you don't do that, it's going to cost you 30, 40, 50 bucks for someone who's not there. Because RI is going to send them a magazine, They're going
There
to
we
send
go.
them a magazine. So there's all kinds of things that happen. But I just wanted you to be aware that there are those cutoff dates. And as club secretaries or club treasurers or club officers, we really need to make sure that we figure out how to get rid of our excess wood before the year turns over.
So if we had like 5 people that canceled in September, there's no pro rata or anything.
No, not from
We
the
pay the
district,
6 months and it's over.
but not from the district. The only pro rata is when RI is billing and they've only been in 3 or 4 months, the new
And
ones.
those are for new members.
Yeah, that's for new members, but not,
Okay,
yeah,
I got
so,
that.
so those are some of the, that was one thing I really wanted to stress to you, because I had that discussion today with one of the clubs, and they weren't happy with my telling them, you know, well, I'm showing 21. I mean, if I start doing that for all 48 clubs, all of a sudden our accountant is gonna kill me.
Hey, Dave,
Huh?
can you explain or clarify something to me, the relationship of my Rotary and DAC-DB? Just because I enter something in DAC-DB, my Rotary doesn't, I have to go into my Rotary also.
You shouldn't have to. If you get it all entered correctly in DAC-DB, it should automatically sync over to my Rotary. The problem arises is when there are members that have been on the books for more than 30 days, and secretaries or clubs start saying, oh, well, he's been a member for 210 days, and Rotary will not recognize them. Rotary wants everything entered within 30 days. So what,
I know.
as I'm saying is when things get screwed up, then they get screwed up. I mean, that's just the way of putting it bluntly. So I know you've had some issues, Sue, but overall, everything syncs from Rotary, from DAC-DB to Rotary.
So
When it doesn't sync up properly, then you've got to get into my Rotary and correct it, or have the folks in Evanston correct it for you,
okay,
because it gets really confusing.
okay. Yeah, I know I've had
And we're
that
still
one.
trying to get a couple of yours fixed, but most of it's done now. Most of it's fixed.
Yeah, I know that. I've had where members that I had on the books as just regular active members turned out to be, they were supposed to be corporate, but honorary corporate. They were not even the principal person.
Yeah.
And so one time I went in to change it, and then it came out with a terminate. I don't know why, but anyway. So I think I've got a handle on that now. Keep your fingers crossed that we don't have any more of
I'll
those.
keep my fingers crossed for you on that one. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to see if there's let's see. Got some other things I wanted to show you if I can find it. Yeah. One more. Sometimes you put all these things out and then it doesn't want to do it exactly the way you want it to do it. So,
Yeah.
so let's look at this here. And I'm not going to take credit for this one. Dan Beck at the Carbondale Breakfast Club took my data and Rotary data and built a little chart here. And these are the Rotary International dues. This is per 6 months. These are not yearly. These are 6-month dues, and put them together and showing how it's going to progress over the next 3 or 4 years.
Josiah Matthews.
Yeah. Sorry, my grandson's trying to call me, but he's going to have to just suck it up. So if I got to talking to him, we'd never get done. So, but this is kind of where we stand over the next few years. And you can see in this coming year, $35.50 per person per half. So that's $71 for RI and $53 for us. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 62.
Dave?
Yep.
That doesn't include the $6 or the $1 per month
No, it does.
Rotarian magazine, does it?
It does not. And I realized that once we start putting these together, this does not include that $1 per member. So it'll be $2 per member per year for the magazine. And if there is another option in RI, you can actually order that Rotarian magazine to have delivered to a library, and they will bill you for that. So if you wanted to go to the O'Fallon Library or whatever library you wanted to, you can actually set that up with RI to do that too. So that isn't in there. And I don't know why when they send out their dues, they don't include that. So that is not in there. You're correct. And I will update his slide to reflect that. So the total is going to be $124 plus the 12. So it'll be $136 per person. for the total
Yeah.
dues that you're gonna have to have. So. And I apologize for that. That's partly my fault because I was just assuming that they had that rolled into there. And then I realized once I started looking at these invoices, no, it's not. It's not rolled in. So. But let's see. This other. The other thing I was going to show you, and I think we've kind of gone through this, is this is how you get into what I was showing you earlier. Let's see if I can increase the size of that. Yeah. That'll make it easier to see. So basically, it's what I was showing you earlier. You go into manage the club administration, and then you find the invoice here. You find that invoice, and then you can come down and pay it. Now, when you get on the invoice and they're within their system, once they generate their invoices, you continue the payment page. Once you see all of this, this is what the dues are.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm seeing the table still.
Oh, I am on the wrong, I'm sorry, that is my problem. Okay, let me find the right one. Thank you for telling me that. Okay, let me go back. This is, yeah, now you can see how to pay your club invoice. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this goes exactly like I showed you before. The screen is a little newer now than it is in this graphic here that they have this example, but it's the same thing. You go to the Manage tab in My Rotary, go to Club Administration, and then scroll down to your club invoice. You know, once you get into Club Administration, find the club invoice, and it's going to show you that club invoice. So here's what the semi-annual dues are. I don't know why this one's in yen and you, oh, this is probably because it's a Japanese club. I'm a little slow today. Yeah. So that's what the amount is. That's the balance that your club has. Now, if your club didn't pay all their dues, or they do something like the club that I was talking about this morning, decides, well, you know what? We've got one fewer member than they think, we're going to cut that off. They're going to bill you for that money the next time around too. So if you try to adjust your balance, it's going to show you owing a balance and it's going to be added into your next bill. So once you get to there, there's a little place to continue the payment tab right here. And then it has billing information if you need that, if you have to update that. But once you get down there, you just continue, put in your credit card information, or you do one of the other methods that I showed you earlier. You can actually enter your credit card there with the security code and just click and get it. And it will send you an electronic copy of that receipt for your records. So that's one thing I want to make a note of, is to add that Rotary magazine to these charts that we're showing the clubs. That's $12 a year.
Hey, Dave, I had another question.
Yeah.
So in addition to the dues and the Rotary magazine, is the only other thing that's billed automatically by Rotary is the E&O and the general liability insurance?
That's all included in your dues, Jeff. All of that general liability insurance is included in the dues. It's part of what the dues pay.
Really? I thought it was separate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
So
Dave.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing too that Jeff just reminded me was that he still can't see any of his clubs as AG. It's still showing Holly.
Well, it's
Yeah.
fixed. I fixed it over the weekend.
I thought you'd fixed it too, but he still can't see
I
it.
think in DAC-DB it is fixed, but this is on my Rotary.
Oh, so my Rotary,
Oh.
your district governor is going to have to fix it.
Okay, I'll send a note to Mary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I fixed it on DAC-DB this weekend, so I hope it's all correct now. You can see it, Jeff.
Okay,
Okay,
that'll be good.
okay. So what other questions do you guys have? This is just the RI invoice, and of course you all received my invoice this week, which was the $26.50 per member that I sent out this weekend,
When does RI usually send out their invoices?
sometime in July. Bob, they used to send it out early in the month. These last couple of years, it's been past the middle of the month when they've sent it out.
Hey,
And we used to get our money from RI for we get money from RI for our district governors to use several $1,000s a year. It's part of the dues go to pay that too. That's comes off at the end. We haven't gotten that till August 1st the last couple of years. And we also get money from the Rotary Foundation for our district grants that we try to pay out to the clubs. And that used to come early in July, but that doesn't come early anymore either. So I think everything has just gotten slowed down. But I think the pandemic slowed everything down and it still hasn't caught up. So,
Yeah, I heard that everybody at RI is still working remotely.
yeah.
And the communication leaves a little bit to be desired.
Mhm. They are, from my point of view, they do answer emails pretty quickly. You can call, but I don't think that's any faster than the email. I think they all get the email faster than the phone messages because they're on their computers all the time. So
Dave,
yes, sir.
since they bill a little later in July, if you made a change to your membership, say on the 2nd or 3rd or 4th day of July, will that be accounted for, or they take
No.
what was there on June 30th, no matter what?
July 1, whatever's there on July 1. And that's why we're saying you really need to
Okay.
get this in by June 30th or June 29th even, and get it all straight so that it all matches with what you're going to do. So when I hear Jeff talk about their procedure, it sounds like it's a month or so behind. You know, your database is about a month behind. So that may be something that you as the incoming club secretary might want to figure out how to do better. Yeah. Because we went through this at our board meetings at our club. We went through our board meeting in May and in April. Both of those board meetings we went through and decided who was not going to continue, made phone calls to them, got them off the list, etc. By the end of June. And that's kind of what you're going to have to do, move up your decisions a little bit, Jeff, I think.
Make a
Make Mel
charitable
pay.
contribution to
Make
Rotary.
Mel pay him.
Well, yeah, make Mel pay. Or maybe Tom Ripper. I'll just make him pay.
Yeah, give it to Ripper to tell him to pay it.
We've got a few late payers too, Jeff, and we're just gonna shame them and say, well, they're costing the club money. Come on, ante up.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. Yeah. Let me see if there's any. Let's see. So most of you got the, well, you've all seen the stuff that came in this weekend. Like I said, as Jeff tells you, he's had 2 or 3 people remind him of that. That's the purpose of that, because we had situations like Rodney's that were happening, you know, where no one knew. We had one secretary who didn't even have, our one treasurer didn't have an email. And I don't know how you operate without an email anymore, but we have several people that do. And it's terrible when it's a club officer. So once again, those I try to get out the first 10 or 12 days of June or July and January. So you'll be getting those from me, and you'll probably get those before you get the RI. Once again, if you don't pay those within 60 to 90 days, then we're going to have people calling you, probably the assistant governors and or the district governor, because the district governor doesn't like to hear that clubs aren't paying either. And that money that we collect from the clubs goes to pay our operating expenses every year. It pays for all of the training that we do. It pays for pets, all the training that we do at pets. It pays for transportation expenses for our DG, and on down the road. It pays for the Zoom account I have here. It pays for the Adobe account I have. I mean, anymore, we've got all kinds of things. One of our biggest expenses, honestly, is DACDB. And we made the decision many years ago that we were going to pay for the attendance module for every club in the district. And we're still doing that, but it's changed to an engagement module this year. And we did some training, and it's in the YouTube thing on the engagement module and how that's different from attendance, because it not only tracks attendance, it also tracks service activities. And it's a really good database for that. So if you haven't seen that, try to find that at the Rotary 6510 YouTube channel. Look for that under our secretary training, and that would be a good one. One of the, I'm going to be talking about this at a training in, let me see when I was going to do that. Probably in about a month, I'm going to be talking about the billing module that DACDB has, which you and or your club can buy for $99 a year, which is a simplified QuickBook billing program that bills all of your members easily. We have about 8 or 10 clubs in the district using it now, and that's the module that I use to bill the district members with. And we can set up things like PayPal payments, credit card payments, Venmo payments. We can do all of that stuff in doing that billing, so that your members, when they get the bill from you, it's just like the one I sent out to you this past week. They just click on a link and it pays. So in the Carterville Club, when our treasurer bills dues, he sends out an email like you got to every member of the club, which has an itemized list of your dues. You click on it. My PayPal account is automatically debited that day, and the club gets the credit, and bam, it's all done. So electronic billing is something I'm going to tout, and I will go more in detail up with you on that in one of the future trainings. I don't have my list or the calendar in front of me. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was August.
Dave?
Yeah.
The Mount Vernon Club, we paid a fee to DACDB for $245. Would that have included that, or what were we exactly being billed for?
That would have probably been the setup fee for that accounting program. That's probably what or do you guys have a website?
Yeah, I think we've got a website, or we have
Yeah.
a website.
Yeah, there are many different products that DACDB has, and the thing about them is they all work together. So when you look at our district website, our district website is attached to DACDB, and all the data is fed into that from DACDB. And we also have, let's see, what else do we have? Well, all of the data on the club, so that when I clicked on earlier tonight, I could see how many members each of the clubs have and how many they've gained and lost since July 1. We've actually gained 8 members since July 1, which that means that people were adding them in right away. So that's some good stuff. So there's a lot of products, but I'll go through a lot of that when I do talk about the billing module itself. I wish I could see it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, the next 2 trainings in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about P-mail and how to use P-mail to communicate with your club members and P-text. And then we're going to be doing, let's see, on August, on August 11th, we're going to be doing that about the DACDB invoicing system, which is on a Thursday night. But the next 2 for the secretaries is on the 25th and August 8th, and those will be emailed on August 11th. If you want to get on that one, that will be on billing invoice systems. And then August 22nd, we're going to be talking about the DAC calendar and how to use that DAC calendar a little more. So what things have I not talked about tonight? I mean, I've had this whole list of things and I tried to go through it.
August 11th, you're going to go over how to do P-mail and all that?
I think that's what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the,
No, August the 11th is the invoicing system. It's the billing system for DAC-DB and how
that is August 11th.
that's all August 11th. The P-mail is going to be on August 8th, and then 2 weeks from today is going to be the P-mail. And then we're going to do a last one on about August 22nd. We're going to be talking about the calendar and how to set up a calendar in DAC-DB that your club can use a little better. The calendars are very, very helpful. And I don't know, are you all using the calendars or not?
Go in.
Huh?
I go in and look at it.
You better look at it, but you don't set up things in it? Yeah.
Not me.
I've only set up one thing in it. When we had a trivia, I think I set it up in it, but I usually don't.
Yeah. But there's a lot of things. It's like a lot. The whole thing about DAC-DB, there's a lot there to do, but you have to get in to do it. Let me just show you real quickly on. Let's see, what was I at? This is the one. Are you seeing the district calendar there? Are you seeing a calendar for DAC-DB?
Not yet. I
Not
see
yet.
your payment is submitted.
Nope. That's why I'm on the wrong screen then. That happens. Let's see. Get back in. Okay. So I'm still on the wrong screen then, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And somehow it's not letting me back into. Trying to get back into my controls and it's not letting me. I don't know why that is. That doesn't even make sense because I've done this a bunch. There it is right there. That's because it jumped to my third screen. That's why. Now let me find.
We see your lovely face again.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me find the right screen. It should have been. Oh, I know what the problem is. I got to drag it over before I do that. Let me do that real quick and then I can. Yeah. Well, Sue, I still see your camera.
Yes, and my blurry face or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cosmic.
Yes, that's me. I'm one of those shots they took with the Webb telescope. I'm
Well,
one of
if that's the new telescope we just put in space, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right there with that one. Now, I am just not finding my controls. I don't know why they're not showing up. And now I'm not even seeing any of you guys. So let me try one more time. No, I'm just seeing Sue's camera. There we go. Now let's try this again, see if I can. Sure, this is the calendar I wanted to share with you. Now you can see the calendar, right?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
So these calendars, this is actually DAC-DB, and this is my view of DAC-DB. You're gonna have a slightly different one as club officer, but I'm a district officer. So when you click on the home screen, there's all of these things that we're using in the district. And all of this stuff, like O'Fallon Sunrise is publishing little stories, and they're popping out, and they've got this in the home screen that we have. We have a district dashboard which shows all of the clubs and their sizes and who the members are that join new clubs. We have tabs for the club. This is my club, and I click there, it shows all the members, and hopefully all their smiling faces. That's what we like to see. So everyone there. And with the district, we got the same. I've got more tabs with the district, but one of the things that I use a lot is this finance tab that I was talking about, which is basically a QuickBooks account, and we use it for our club too. So I got access to both of them. And I can look at the invoices and that I just did, and then the statements. I can look here and I can see how much you each owe. And I can see some zeros already popping in there. That means that these folks paid with a debit card, and it automatically went in there today. And you can see there's all different varieties there, but a whole bunch of them did zero today.
You
So,
moved to,
oh, I'm sorry, I moved too fast. Okay.
I was looking at Salem.
Salem?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go down there.
Salem? There you go.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
477. You guys should have gotten that. I think I sent them out Saturday.
Yeah, I think.
I like to do that. I like to do that like other businesses like to do things on Friday.
Yeah,
You got the weekend to
yeah,
recover.
yeah. Our treasurer has just been promoted to a new position in his bank, which involves traveling a lot. So he'll get around to it.
Okay. And just want to make sure that everyone gets it. So if you get it and your treasurer doesn't have it, just make sure they get it. So that's all. And the other thing is, if you need some help, some one-on-one help with some of this kind of stuff, and please feel free to contact me. I'd be glad to do a Zoom call with you to just try to help figure out what to do. I know Sue and I have been communicating by email, but probably it would have been better to do a Zoom call. In retrospect, you know what I mean?
Well, this finally prompted me to load Zoom onto my new computer. So
Okay.
that'll
You just
be-
need to get the camera figured out.
I got to get the camera figured out, take it back to my
Yeah.
computer guy.
So anyone have any other questions? Because if not, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover, and it's been just about an hour, so which is perfect.
Well, Dave, I've got a question about
Sure.
billing in DAC-DB.
Yes.
We have a corporate, account. You can get a corporate account,
Yes.
and then there's a charge for that, and then there's a charge for additional members from that business.
Yep.
And I didn't see on our account. I don't know how you add that or set that up.
Okay, I'll show you right now. Let me share my screen again, and I can show you real quickly. And let's see, screen 2 is what I want. I'm learning now. So, and my club, and then club. I'll find my club finance. I don't use it very much. Yeah, their club finance, our treasurer uses that. So I'm going to use our account for an example to show you how this works. So when you do invoices like I did this week, you also have charge items that go in there. So with our district, we only have one charge item, which is per capita dues. With our club, we have all of these different kinds of charge items with our clubs, with my club. So we got dues, we got social events, donations. Sometimes we take out $25 a quarter just to meet the Rotary Foundation commitment. Christmas dinner and all of this stuff. And when you do this, like let's say the dues, no, that was a refund, I guess. I didn't see what he had there. That was a refund. So the foundation, what I was saying, it's $25. You set that up and you put the amount that you want in there. And then every person who's elected to do that, he just goes through and checks, and that automatically gets added to your dues. So that's kind of how this all works. So you do your billing. So we billed on April 3rd, 2022. And then all of the stuff that for each member is in there, all the charge items that apply to them, whether that's Paul Harris Fellow, raffles, clothing. I mean, we run everything through our club. And you can see there's lots and lots of different items that you can add to that. So every time you want to bill something, you add that to the list. And it's just a matter of keeping track of it and what's going on. Does that make sense?
Well, go to the charge items tab.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
And go to your dues when the dues were billed.
Okay. Let me find the dues, because that's not what the top one is. The top one's a refund. Okay, quarterly dues. Here we go. Quarterly
Okay.
dues, and quarterly dues for our club is $55 a member. You see it? See there?
Yeah.
And he's got this in QuickBooks, so there's an account a GO account associated with it, which is account 4,000. And that's in our chart of accounts that we have. And so all members get this one. Some of the other items you would go through and only certain people get it. That's why there was a checklist on that other item that I showed you. Yeah.
Where do you see all the different dues type of billings for like corporate or honorary or
You would set that up in these charge items here. You would make a charge item. So we don't have a corporate member in ours, but you would add to that. So you would go and you would add a charge item, and you would say a charge item, and it will go. So let's say you wanted to do it for member type. So there's where you would do it. So active associate, family, satellite, all these different kinds of things. So let's say you wanted to do a corporate member, and you say, well, it's $30 a quarter or something. Okay. And you would describe it, and then you would, well, you just have to type a description there. So whatever that may be. And then you would find the chart of accounts that you have and find out which account, when we bill this, which one's this going into.
okay, but you started with active corporate.
Yes.
So what I need is a corporate member, and I didn't see that already in existence. So how do I add something that doesn't exist?
You add, just like I did there. You just, so when you're looking at this and it's not in existence, you just add the charge item. And that's when I click that, and then this will be per member type. So per member type, and then when you find, you said active corporate.
Well, a corporate member.
That's
The
an active
corporate is like $250, and then each additional member from that company is another $50.
Right. Yeah. So you just got to figure out how you're going to do that in here. You know, you could do that. I mean, $250, and then for everyone else, well, if I don't want to, I really don't want to save it. I'm sorry. Yeah, because my treasurer in my club will shoot me if I save something that isn't in his accounts. And then you just you figure it out. It probably, most of these kind of things go into dues receivable, unless you have scholarships and things like that. So that's just the general account that goes into the checking account. And then that's just how these things are set up. So does that make sense? I mean, you got all of this, all these different kinds of things that you can add for that kind of thing. Ron, if you need some help, I can help you too with that. But that's just kind of how it's set up. It's just adding the right charge item.
Okay.
Yeah, because see, like here back, like in 2017, we had tickets for a chef's clash at the arena, and the tickets cost $37.50, and everyone. So it goes to per member selected on when we were adding things. So when you do a per member selected, let's go back, add, and I'll show you that. And so the charge type, if it's per member selected, it's just going to give you a list of all the members, and you check the members that are going to get this. So he sold those tickets. He set that up. It was $37.50, and he just clicked off everyone who bought that ticket, and it was added to their dues, and they didn't have to write a separate check. It all comes out in that quarter when you do it that way. But I am going to spend some time, on that August 11th, going through this and explaining this in more detail.
So
Okay.
Dave, just real quickly, if a club would choose to use DAC-DB for this type of a system, do they get billed for the
Yes.
subscription rate annually?
Annually.
So you pay for it forever.
Huh?
You pay for it forever.
Yeah, well, it's like everything else now. Rodney, I got real confused a couple of years ago when all of a sudden QuickBooks went from being just you buy it and you use it forever, to suddenly their model is you pay a yearly fee, and that's the way everything is now.
I ran into the same dilemma, and their software still works.
Yep.
I bought the desktop version, and as long as you don't need to update or upgrade or ask for service, it continues to work.
It does continue to work. Yes, you're right. It will work for quite a while. So, but that's just how this software thing is set up with DAC-DB. So we pay every year. We pay X number of dollars per member in the district. So that just to use the software, we pay X number of dollars for clubs to have the engagement module. We pay X number of dollars for the accounting module. We pay for the web service. We pay for district grants, which has a module. So we've got a lot of things, and all of those add up. But the simplest thing they have in there is their accounting module. It's really a simplified QuickBooks, and it's really not that difficult. If you can do QuickBooks, you can do it easily. It's just a general account and go from there. So, any other questions? If you need some extra help, email me and I'll be glad to do a one-on-one Zoom call with you. I can do that anytime. So, one of the things that the pandemic has taught us, this is valuable for this kind of thing.
Thanks for your time, Dave. We appreciate you putting this on.
Yeah, and I'll be on in 2 weeks. We'll talk about P-mail and how to use that more in your communication with your club members. So hope to see you guys then. If you have any questions between now and then, call me.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later.